Alright guys, thank you for joining me. This is going to be a unbiased, unsponsored review of the new SCUF 4PS controller. Some of the new major features for this controller are that these joysticks are actually removable. There is a key that comes with it. It doesn't come with it if you don't buy more joysticks than just whatever you order with it. You can get concave or domed. I actually like the domed and I regret getting this concave. The reason for that is that the domed it's just a greater sensitivity, in my personal opinion. I'm sure everybody's going to want it a different way. And right here on the controller, just from some use, it hadn't even gotten a lot of use, you can see that these new keys that they've made actually start to wear and rub on the inside. So it's already starting to rub away, and I haven't logged that many hours in this controller, so that's something to take into account, that maybe they should have a sturdier plastic there. The triggers are very perfect. They're perfect. I love them. It's very affirmative clicks, and you can remap it. So that's not something that you have to get. You do have to pay extra. You get a magnetic key, and the way that this works is you stick it to the back of the controller and it stays on there. You click down a trigger and hold it while this is on the back of the controller, and then you can remap any key you want, including the L3, the R3, shoot, fire, whatever you want. You can make your right trigger or left trigger, reload or sprint. This would be a big difference if you're playing maybe fighting games. So just take into account you can remap with that new key that they provide, and that comes with it as long as you buy a remappable controller. This is the new 4PS. Big thing that they're doing is the hair trigger stops. I don't know if you can see that, but right here you can rotate these to turn off a hair trigger stop or to turn on a hair trigger stop. And what that means is that the time between you letting go of aiming or firing or whatever you're doing with your triggers is reduced, because it's only used for just exactly how long you need it. And also, they have a key for this to take these off, but you really don't need it. It just pops right off. See how that just came right off with a little fingernail? Yeah, these come right off. They also have extendable triggers that you can purchase, and it has a much longer, I have those, but there's no point. They're really not that functional, because if you're playing first-person shooter games and you're using those triggers a lot, the longer ones actually pop off on accident. So that's something that I've noticed might be a design flaw. They just don't stay on the same way that these shorter ones do. The way that the adjustable hair trigger works is right here. They provide you with a miniature Allen key. This is a 0.9 Allen key, and it goes in right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. Can they see that?
Yeah.
Good. The best way to do it is to go in game, or maybe just go into a private lobby and go in and adjust your aim, and you'll turn this until you just aim just before you aim, and then you'll back it off so that whenever you just barely tap this trigger, it'll be aiming. And you can do the same thing for fire, so that when you barely tap the trigger, you'll be firing, and that's called a hair trigger. And it's very effective, and I like it a lot. Another thing is, if you do not buy extra joysticks, they do not send you the key. This simply turns off, and then it removes, and then you can pop this joystick right off and you can replace it with a new one. And they have different heights, and it's either concave or dome. I recommend the dome. There were reviews saying that these rubbers actually wear off very easy. I don't find that to be true. They haven't started to wear off or wear and tear on me. Take into consideration, like, if you want to use control freaks, which will add even more height, just be careful what you choose. There is a gamer bundle where you get pretty much every joystick that they have, and I recommend it. I'm actually going to go back and just get the gamer bundle so that I get that key to remove this, switch this out for a domed. As far as first-person shooter goes, if you're extremely focused on your success in those quick gunfights, I do recommend this controller. The aim is definitely different. Those hair triggers do come in handy. The only problems that I've come across this controller, and I bought it brand new, I didn't get the military grip, which was an extra like $20. I didn't get special colors on all my buttons. I mean, the ways that you can customize this controller are excellent, but you can go from spending $170 on a controller to $250, $280 on a controller, which that's almost the price of a new PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. That's whoa. That's just whoa, okay? Personally, the issues that I've come across are Bluetooth connection has seemed to mess up unless I'm wired via micro USB to my console. And it only happens after playing for maybe 10, 15 minutes. Then all of a sudden, I'll be aiming and moving and not doing anything on my controller. And then as soon as I go hardwired, it works. And the very last thing that I'd like to cover is the sprints For some reason, it seems like when I'm trying to sprint on this controller, it doesn't hold down as easy, or I have to really, really press hard to hold it down. That can be annoying for sure, especially when playing Call of Duty or playing zombies. That is very annoying. And on the normal PlayStation controller, I don't have that issue at all. It's very easy to hold down sprint while I'm sprinting forward. Overall review of this controller, I am not 100% satisfied. It doesn't stay connected like I'd like to. I've had an issue with that, which I covered, and I don't feel like the L3 on this side of the controller is working properly. And it seems like it was just thrown together really quick. The functionality, though, for bringing it to the table in-game, it works for exactly what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to give you more utilities to execute what you're trying to do in game faster so that you have a higher KD. You are more successful in those gunfights. The hair triggers work perfectly. The actual triggers on the back work perfectly. Very affirmative, very, very functional. I forgot to say it, so I'm going to say it now. And these triggers go on, back very easily. All you do is bend the trigger down, put it on the inside right there, and push down. Clicks right on. Very easy, very functional. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this unsponsored, unbiased review of the new SCUF 4PS controller. If it's helped you, please leave a like below. Subscribe for more content. Got plenty of content on the channel. I'm sure you'll be seeing it in the background somewhere. Fucking all over there. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.